not asking for a favor, Rachel, my dad said, his voice colder than I remembered. I'm telling you to do your job. The sting of his words caught me off guard, and for a moment I sat frozen. My hands clenched the edge of my desk as I stared at the man who had been absent from my life for over 2 decades. His face was stern, his tone harsher, and I couldn't tell whether it was anger or desperation driving him. My name is Rachel Monroe. I'm 31 years old, a defense attorney with a stable career, and single, with my life revolving around my work. My relationship with my father had always been defined by his disappearance. He left when I was 9. No, goodbye. No explanations, just gone. Now, more than 20 years later, he sat in front of me, not asking but demanding my help. I couldn't sort through how I felt. I leaned back, trying to gather my thoughts. You're asking me to defend you in court, I said carefully, keeping my voice level. But don't pretend this is just about me doing my job. You need me, Dad. And after everything, you think you can just show up and expect it. He shifted in his seat but held my gaze. This isn't personal, Rachel. It's business. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think you were the best shot I had. Of course. He'd frame it that way. My father was always transactional, what he could get from others, what he could offer in return. But under that controlled voice, I heard something else. Guilt. Regret. I didn't know, and I didn't want to care. I need time to think, I said, my tone firmer than I felt. If you'll excuse me, I have other clients. He stood brushing down his suit. Take your time, he replied, though everything about him said otherwise. Just remember, Rachel, I'm fighting for my life. Once he left, the silence lingered, heavy and charged. I stared at the now empty chair. This wasn't just another case. This was personal. The man who left us left Mom scrambling to make ends meet, who missed every event, every accomplishment. He was back. That evening, I called Jessica, my mentor and the closest thing I had to family since my mother passed. He just showed up. Jess, I said, pacing like he had the right to ask me for help. No apology, no explanation, just, I need you. Jessica sighed. This is hard, Rachel. But you're a lawyer first. Can you separate what you feel from what you do? I stopped pacing, staring out the window. I don't know. I admit it, but I don't think I have a choice. In the days that followed, I drowned myself in the case file. He was charged with embezzling millions from Monroe Investments, the evidence damning, bank transfers, doctored, reports, inconsistent, legit, all pointed straight to him. But as I sifted through the data, something didn't add up. The details were too precise, too polished. That wasn't my father. He was reckless, not calculated. Alan Carter, his name showed up frequently, subtly. My father's business partner. The more I investigated, the more I realized Alan had plenty to gain if my dad went down. It wasn't proof yet, but it was enough to make me question everything. Late one night, I called Jessica. This case doesn't make sense. I think Alan set him up. She was quiet for a beat. Then you're not just defending your father, you're exposing something bigger. Are you ready for that? I let out a slow breath. I don't know, Jess, but I have to try. The next morning, I called my dad. I'll take the case, I told him, but on my terms. No lies, no interference. He agreed. No argument. Just a strained thank you. Preparing for trial was exhausting. I combed through years of financial data, conducted interviews, and tried to build a case that would cast doubt without collapsing. All the while, I wrestled with my emotions. This wasn't just work. This was about closure. When we finally sat down to strategize, the air between us was thick. He was reserved, but occasionally I caught a softening in his eyes. "You're good at this?" he said once, almost reluctantly. "I didn't expect you to be this confident." "I've been doing this a while," I said coolly. "It's my job." As weeks passed, the case slowly came together. Alan Carter was slick. His deposition was full of vague implications and carefully dodged accountability. I was under pressure constantly. Over coffee one night, I told Jessica, "He's not easy to work with. One minute he's defensive, the next he's desperate." She nodded. "Family's complicated, but you're getting to the truth. Keep going." Each step forward reminded me that this case wasn't just about him. It was about me. Proving I could handle this with integrity without letting my past define me. During one late-night prep session, the tension snapped. My dad sat staring out the window, silent. "Something on your mind?" I asked. He hesitated, just thinking about how you got here, or how you walked out on me and Mom. His eyes met mine, pained. "Rachel, I know," I interrupted. "You left. You never came back. And now you want my help. Do you even care?" He exhaled, shoulders slumping. "You're right. I have no excuse. I messed up. And I thought it was too late to come back." His admission stunned me. I'd imagined confronting him for years, but I never expected this honesty. "You didn't even try," I whispered. He nodded, eyes distant, and I regret it every day. "I don't even know why I took your case," I said, voice shaking. "After everything." "Why?" He looked up, expression weary but sincere. "Maybe because you're a better person than me." "That's not an answer." "I'm doing my job." "Maybe, but you didn't have to. You have integrity. You care about the truth, even when it hurts." "That matters." I stared at him. "Are you saying you're guilty to—" His tone sharpened. "No. I didn't steal. I made bad choices. Yes. But not this." "Then why does the evidence say you did?" "That's what I need you for. Someone set me up. And I think it was Alan." I believed him. But belief wasn't enough. "You better be telling the truth," I warned. "Because if you're not, I'm not covering for you." In the following weeks, I focused on proving Alan's involvement. His name came up repeatedly, subtly. His financial moves were suspicious. Asset transfers, quiet withdrawals, a strategic retreat from the company. Then came the breakthrough. A senior manager, Ellen Price, cracked during a deposition. "There was a call," she said. "I overheard Alan say Michael is the perfect scapegoat." It was a small thread, but crucial. Still, we needed more. Our IT investigator combed through Alan's emails. 2 days later, he called, breathless. "Rachel, I found it." An email to an outside accountant. He wrote, "Michael will take the fall if this goes south." keep everything tight, deleted, but recovered from backup. IP address matches his office. I stared at my notes, stunned with Ellen's testimony and this email. We had a case in court. I presented the evidence. The opposing counsel painted my father as careless and corrupt. But I waited, then stood. Your Honor, I began, we have new evidence, an email clearly outlining a plan by Alan Carter to frame my client, Michael Monroe. The courtroom buzzed. I handed over the documents. I added Elon's testimony, her overheard conversation. For the first time, Alan Carter looked rattled. The judge reviewed everything, then struck the gavel. The court finds sufficient grounds to shift focus to Alan Carter. Charges against Michael Monroe are suspended pending further investigation. In the days after the charges were dropped, Alan became the subject of a full investigation. News headlines turned on him. That evening, my dad visited my office. He looked different, less guarded. I wanted to thank you, he said. I didn't deserve it, but you saved me. I folded my arms. I did my job. You did more. You stood by me when I didn't deserve it. That takes something I lost long ago. It wasn't for you, I said. It was for me to prove I could rise above what you weren't. He bowed his head. I wish I could change the past, but I can't. I just want you to know how proud I am. I felt a pang of sympathy, but it didn't erase everything. I don't need your pride. I needed a father, and I didn't have one. He nodded, accepting it. Maybe one day you'll forgive me. I said nothing. Forgiveness may never come, but that wasn't what mattered. What mattered was that I had proven my worth not to him, but to myself. As he left, I stayed behind, letting the silence settle. I wasn't that little girl anymore. I was Rachel Monroe, and I was proud of who I had become.